Hi, babes. So I know I have women and men from all ranges on here who watch my content, but a lot of you younger ladies who particularly like get in touch with me, and you live with parents or at home or with grandparents or with friends, family members of all sorts, and remember not to waste this time that you have, where you're being provided for and you're in a household with other family members. Because if you're single, or you're just kind of dating, or you don't, especially if you don't have kids to tend to, you have all the time in the world right now to focus on you and invest in you, invest in yourself. Try different things in your work. Explore different hobbies, explore different interests. And this is something that I wish would have been told to me when I was in my early teens and 20s. Because when I moved away from my parents and more into my own space, I was just kind of thrown into it, and I didn't really know how to run a household. I didn't even really have, I mean, I came from a very traditional family where the women actually, we were brought up going to work with them in cleaning houses, but it wasn't like they were really teaching me how to do this stuff. It was just I was in the environment, but so when I moved into my own space, I really had to really learn all these skills of how to be a proper homemaker and how to be clean, and things to clean, and basic meals to cook, and how to grocery shop. And this stuff, it might seem even when you're not doing that, it might seem, well, it's kind of common sense, but it really wasn't. Especially if it's not a habit that you formed. It can feel extremely overwhelming to be thrown into a living space where you're responsible for keeping up with that living space and making sure that it stays clean and cozy, and that you always have meals prepped, that you always have groceries, in the refrigerator. And, I really had to have my grandma show me the ropes of all this. But prior to leaving my parents, and I didn't have all those responsibilities, I was using my time wisely and trying to really get do more investing into myself. So, what does investing in yourself look like? Well, it could be strictly vanity purposes. Investing in your wardrobe, that's a really big one. Staying away from more trendy kind of pieces that you see floating around the internet, and investing in staple wardrobe pieces that you can wear over and over again and that never go out of style. And again, this is something that I didn't really know until I got out on my own. But I should have stayed away from more trendy clothes that I was just going to wear one time and then be done with, and should have invested in more staple wardrobe pieces. So, that could mean thrifting routinely. You don't have to always spend a bunch of money in order to achieve a certain look. Thrifting is better for the environment, and if you can thrift at local thrift shops in your community, you're also helping to support families in your community. You're giving back to your community in that way. You'll also probably score yourself some quality clothes for a very affordable price. Quality fabrics, like finding 100% cotton or 100% linen or silk. You can find all of these really great quality pieces to add into your wardrobe that'll last you for years and years and years to come, just by shopping at your local thrift shops. And these tips are more investing into your vanity, your physical appearance, but that's just as important as investing into your inner self. And when I was also living at my parents' house, I made sure to I wanted to get cosmetic work, and so I invested into my appearance that way. I got cosmetic work done. I was working several different jobs trying to find where I fit and where I belonged. And I wanted to invest that money into where I know that it was going to serve me well. And so I got cosmetic work done. And this also means like straightening your teeth, you know, getting braces if you want to, if you've had a dream of like getting your teeth worked on. I paid for my braces, you know, on my own because that was something that my parents didn't provide for me. I bought a car for myself. You know, I wasn't out here working all these different jobs, wasting and blowing money on stupid things or these like crazy overpriced luxurious items, or blowing it on nights of drinking, you know. And I was actually in environments where like in bars and stuff, and you know, where all my peers and stuff were drinking and blowing money that way. But I chose to be very smart and intentional with all the money that I was making, with all these different side hustles and jobs. So you don't want to waste this precious time that you have, while you're still being cared for and you don't have all the responsibility on your back right now. Because you know, once you move into your own space, you have a lot more responsibility. You have a lot more things to worry about and to tend to, especially if you add children into that mix. So figure out what like hobbies you want to pick up, or even like side hustles that can develop you into making money, even if not right now, then later in the future. Because your future self and your future spouse will thank you if you put in the work of you put in the productivity of acquiring just certain skills that it takes to run a household. And there's things that we just don't even think about when we're in the environment of our family members and like their households, and then we come out onto our own and then we're like, oh, like I didn't realize that I needed that kitchen appliance. I didn't realize that I needed that kitchen appliance. And here I am, and I don't have all of these things, you know? And so you're just kind of having to build all of this stuff up slowly. And you begin to appreciate it that much more. So don't waste your money. Don't blow it, you know, on long nights out with the friends, but rather be intentional with where you're spending your money, and buy the, you know, certain home decor pieces, certain kitchen appliances, certain furniture pieces. You know, your time of being unmarried is a time to become a wife. You're not just a wife just because you have a ring, okay? It's becoming a wife by developing your character first and foremost, but then also learning the skills of running a household and taking care of a family. And that adds in so much more responsibility on your back that you don't want to overwhelm yourself with. You know, once you're thrown into it, you don't want to overwhelm yourself of trying to acquire all of these skills that you should have been learning when you had the opportunity to. So take this time that you have in your singleness or in your era of being provided for, where you have a little bit less responsibility, and use it for vanity purposes. Work out. That's another really big one. Get your health in check. Keep an exercise routine, because once you get older, it's going to be hard to rewire your brain to start exercising and being healthy in that way. If you can just commit to 3 times a week to your fitness routine, then you're doing so much more than the average American. And that's really sad to say, but that is the reality. Do that, get into great shape, so that way you can feel good and attract your future husband. If you wanted to subtly make changes to your outer appearance, do that, invest the money into that, and learn the basics of running a household, because that is a responsibility in itself. And bonus tip, always keep up with your haircuts. Okay, so just a quick message today, but I'll see you guys in the next video.